hey, we're going to talk about walk-ins, and I know some stuff. Akvila knows some stuff. We had some experiences. Yeah.
Yeah, like what are some of the signs you notice in others where you start considering that they might be a walk-in?
Mm. A couple of big ones is they've had moments in their life where they're really considered offing themselves, like they went out of here. That's a one big sign, because sometimes that means that the walkout has planned, like life script, soul contract, or whatever, has planned to leave. And the plan was that the new walk-in would come in. And then something has happened. Either the walk-in did leave and the original occupant left, and the walk-in is picking up the baggage of the previous occupant and still feeling like they want to die and get out of here. That can happen. But sometimes the previous occupant is supposed to leave and doesn't leave, various reasons, but gets stuck or doesn't want to go. And so the new walk-in guy merges in consciousness with the previous occupant. And now the new walk-in, who's the boss of the body, the rightful owner, so to speak, is now blended with the previous occupant. And now they're still getting these recurring desires to like leave the body, uh, die, off themselves, that sort of stuff. So
Right.
that's one big one.
The one I notice is like a radical change in hobbies or interests. Because a person can be, just really, let's say, into music and something that they've been doing for years, and all of a sudden the behavior and interest just changes, and they can get back to music. Like they have the talent, they have the work, whatever they
Yeah.
put in as an effort to learn it, get good at it. It's like the skill is in the brain and the body, but the new consciousness that comes in is like, not my thing. They can do it, but it's
Yeah.
not their thing. So they're gonna be shifting completely into something new.
Yeah. Yeah. I've noticed that as a walk-in myself, and I'm walk-in number 7. I've noticed that with me from the original occupant. And the original occupant was here for, a very long time. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I started noticing that too. I've had a few clients I've discussed this with. We've had consultations, and I give them some sessions and help them clear out the walk-in stuff. But yeah, same thing for them. Radical change in interest, not interested, and sometimes not interested in anything for a
Yeah.
while. So yeah, that's a big one. What are some other big ones?
I would say a change in personality. The same way we change our interests is like you can be a shy person and all of a sudden you become like, hey, I'm gonna be the class clown. Look at me, funny and being able to tell jokes and everything else, and become courageous. That stage fear or the fear of audience you used to have is no longer there. Things like that, but it's more like having certain personalities and again certain interests in life, and it just shifts. You become a very different person, and of course like there's character development, but some of them is just too radical, like completely changing the identity, so to speak.
Yeah, yeah. The trick is to determine whether that's a walk-in phenomena or just, character development,
Right.
maturing and changing, conscious decision to change, your character. Like, oh, they got these archetypes, the warrior self, the sovereign, the healer, the magician, the teacher, those sort of archetypes. It's like the predominant beingness that we live through, go through life and changes and stuff. We might just decide to spin that wheel and have some other predominant aspect of self be at the fore, which is not a walk-in, it's not an empty possession, it's not any of that stuff. So that's the trick, try to figure that out.
Yeah, I would say like another similar one would be our triggers, and of course very similar like to the way we might have character development, or it might be a new being with new personality. Same ways like some things didn't used to trigger us at all, we were feeling okay with it, and now it just becomes a big deal with new values and new perspective of life.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know I still flip. I go back and forth. I can be, it's like I'm in one character or personality, beingness, and I can do a one fucking 80, man. And I'm different. for a little while. And in circumstances, I'm back this way. I'm still working through this, after all these years of doing the entity work and walk-in stuff and personality and character switcheroos. And even in manifestation tech, one of the big techniques is to change your beingness. Stop being poor man and become in consciousness rich man, rich, poor dad, rich dad sort of stuff. And we adopt a personality and character that we live through and we manifest because of that character. And to change that, you simply, with willpower and discipline and practice, you change your beingness. You find a role model and you practice being more like that individual. And that's not entity stuff or walk-in stuff either. So it's just complex as can be.
Yeah. One of the biggest things I've noticed with people that I have worked with is that, there's, let's just say, original consciousness with its triggers, with its mindset and everything else, like agreements, and then they leave, luckily, if they're lucky at it. And then new being comes in, again, new mindset, new values, new perspective of life and the things they want to do. And then we might have entities, and then we might have Slammins, like another being joining us and doing an inside job, so to speak. And it just becomes a cluster of personalities and identities and things that surround us. So we just flip all the time.
Yeah. I had one of those Slammins. Man, is it tricky. The Slammin, okay, so you're the walk-in and you walk in, the other guy walks out. Well, before you walk in, you get compromised. You don't know it. You're not feeling it. And you're unaware of it. But it's usually advanced extraterrestrial alien kind of being. It could be other things, but that's not unusual for it to be just a reptilian or a fucking gray kind of entity, because they know what they're fucking doing in that realm, and they're multidimensional. So anyway, they slip into your headspace, and then they come in with you. And now you're supposed to be the fresh new walk-in, and the old walk-in, the walkout, the original occupant could get away, but this one is causing all kinds of lies and thoughts and feelings, and you don't know what the hell. It's just fucked up, and most people don't know they're walking in the first place, so it's just a mess.
Right.
So that happened. I got it cleared up, but man, wow. It actually, sometimes it can go real fast depending on who you're working with. We helped somebody just recently. They had like four or five walk-ins. At the beginning of the session, I'm going, oh God, this is going to be a challenge. But we were able to help her get all that stuff cleaned out, and the previous occupants that were locked up and locked in got away, and she got cleaned up. And so that was good. I was surprised that it handled that fast. You remember that one?
Yeah. We did it just yesterday, so.
Oh, duh, right. Well, yeah, I'd be going, yeah, vaguely. But anyway, here's a question for you. Do you feel like you might be a walk-in, or does it seem more like something else is, in your personality changes and stuff? What are your thoughts on that?
No, for me, I don't feel like a walk-in, but I feel like I've been exploring life and I just found things that I'm more interested in than the other things. It's like trying the Gary Vaynerchuk's mindset of explore until you find your thing.
Yeah.
And think of something you want to do for the rest of your life and just do that kind of thing. So
yeah.
I just Kimberly McGeorge, she recommended, physical contact, and said in my past lives, I've been working with massages a lot and healing people in that way. So now it's more like not even learning, it's like remembering, while I'm working with people, it's just intuition. My hands are telling me what to do, and I'm learning to listen to my body, and it's going really well with the results. So I'm just loving it.
So doing your massage therapy stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
That's really great. Well done. Yeah. So the walk-in stuff. Yeah. sometimes a walk-in, like what I've noticed is that you've got the original being, they came here for a reason, they've agreed to leave at a certain time. And then if everything goes well, they've decided to be a walkout before they even got here. And then a walk-in decided to be a walk-in in that body, whether it's the same being, like the same overself kind of thing, switching out, swapping out aspects of self, or just a brand new kind of like stranger, a different being. Doesn't matter. But the new guy, when they come in, they have a mission. They have a reason for coming in. And it may have something to do with the first occupant, or it may be completely different. But when it happens, if it's clean, you will notice that your life took a radical turn and you got new interests, new friends. Sometimes it'll take about a few days to a few weeks to make that transition when it's clean. And so you're off with a new life and it's all good. When it gets messed up, like the previous occupant, it gets stuck and can't leave, or there's a walk-in, a slam-in sort of thing, then your life can get really messed up and stay confused and messed up and very difficult to deal with until that gets cleaned up. But when it does, you really feel the shift really well, and you feel that new self. And you don't have to get rid of a lot of issues. You get rid of this slam-in or the previous occupant or their baggage all at once, like throw the whole suitcase out the window. Yeah. And you feel much better quickly. So that's some of the advantages of knowing if you're a walk-in and then clearing it up.
Yeah. Here's another take. Quite a few people I've talked with, they were forced to incarnate here. It's not like they were like, "Yay, Earth, we're gonna do it." Like, no, they came here against their own free will. So it's like most of their lives, because they did not want to be here, they were feeling depressed, they hate this place, they want to go out, they can't adjust to others, like they're not fitting in. The family's like, black sheep of the family is like feeling like an alien in this world. And all of a sudden, with that kind of case for years, they get a massive interest in life and they're interested and they have a goal and they have new things to do. It's like, yay, let's go, So that's where like a being who was forced to incarnate here really wants to get out for a long time. Mm-hmm. And then someone helps them out and they switch. So now a new being comes in. And again, it's like new perspective, fresh, and they can use the body to do something. But some of them will have like the memories of what the being has been through. Mm-hmm. And it's like, most of them will not even have awareness of, hey, I'm a walk-in here, look at me. It's more like they come into that body, they have to deal with those issues, but at the same time, it's like at least they want to live and do something here and use the body for that.
Yeah, I've noticed that. So the idea being that the new walk-in has to understand that all those memories of the life that lived before they just got here is not them. This is you just go, that's not me and it's not mine. Let it go. And when you can do that, it works out really, really well. If you can't do that, that becomes the challenge and one of the things you need to work on. So yeah.
So with that being said, I guess before wrapping it up, we can ask people, do you think you're a walk-in, or have you noticed someone in your space who seems to be a walk-in, has any of these signs, or if not, do you have anything else to add as a sign of someone being a walk-in?
Yeah. Check that out. Yeah, we'd love to hear from you on that. And if you're curious about it, what are the symptoms of a walk-in? There'll be a link below to our page that'll have all the symptoms of a walk-in. You can check that out and then come back and answer in a comment.
Yeah.
Okay. All righty. Thank you so much, Agvila, for doing this with me. Really appreciate it. And thank you all for watching. We will talk to you later. Okay.